Hello students, in this video we will continue with some more theorems on measurable function. So before that, first we will discuss the definition of almost everywhere. So a statement, any statement P is said to be hold almost everywhere if the set of point where it fails to hold is a set of measure 0. Means any statement, we say that the statement is almost everywhere if it fails on some point, then that set of that point where the function where this statement fails to hold is of measure 0. That is, there does not exist any such points where the function fails to hold. That is, P is true almost everywhere in the set E if there exists a set A which is subset of E such that first measure of A is 0, that is measure of that set A is 0, and second that P of x, the statement P of x hold for every x that belongs to E but not to A, that is for all x which belongs to E minus A. So the first theorem regarding this is, in this theorem we have to prove that if f is a measurable function and f is equals to g almost everywhere, then we have to prove that g is also measurable. So let's start with the proof. So let f and g be the functions defined on the set E. Now assume that, or it is given that f is measurable on E. And also it is given that f is equals to g almost everywhere. So here the statement is f is equals to g almost everywhere on the set E. Let it be number 1. Now by definition of almost everywhere, there exists a set A which is subset of E such that first the measure of this set is 0, and second that this set is equals to this set is the collection of points x which belongs to E where f of x is not equals to g of x. Let it be number 2. Now A is measurable. Since it is subset of a measurable set, it is measurable. Now the set of x which belongs to E such that g of x is greater than alpha can be written as the set of x such that x belongs to E and f of x greater than alpha, union of this set of x which belongs to A and g of x greater than alpha minus the set of x where x belongs to A and g of x is less than or equals to alpha. Let it be number 3. Now here these last two sets of RHS of this 3 are subsets of A and hence they are measurable. So last two sets on RHS of 3 are the subsets of A and hence they are measurable. Now also since f is measurable, this first set on RHS is also measurable. Since f is measurable function, the set of x belongs to E such that f of x greater than alpha is measurable. So from this two statement we can conclude that the whole RHS of this tree is measurable. So therefore RHS of third is measurable. And now since RHS is measurable, LHS is also measurable. So therefore the set x belongs to E such that g of x greater than alpha is measurable. And by definition of measurable function implies that the function g is a measurable function. And hence the theorem is proved. So next is the lemma. Here it is given that if f and g are measurable function defined over a measurable set E, then we have to prove that this set is measurable. So proof: if f and g are measurable functions defined over a measurable set E, and let f of x be greater than g of x for x belongs to E. So this implies that there exists a rational number R such that f of x is greater than R, which is greater than g of x. Now we consider a set. We have to prove that this set is measurable. So we will consider the same set. Consider the set x belongs to E, f of x greater than g of x, and this set can be written as intersection of two sets, which are, first is x belongs to E such that f of x is greater than R, intersection second one is x belongs to E such that g of x is less than R. Now since f and g are measurable, these two sets on RHS are measurable. Since f and g are measurable, the sets x belongs to E such that f of x greater than R and the set x belongs to E such that g of x is less than R are measurable. And the intersection of two measurable set is also measurable, and their intersection is also measurable. So this implies that the RHS of this expression is measurable. So RHS is measurable, therefore LHS is measurable. Therefore the set on LHS is measurable, that is x belongs to E, f of x greater than g of x, this set is measurable, and hence the theorem is proved. And this next theorem, it is given that f and g are measurable real valued function defined on E. That is, both f and g are measurable functions. C is a constant, and we have to prove that this following functions are measurable. So first one is f plus c. So proof: here f and g are measurable real valued function defined on measurable set E. So first, for any alpha belongs to R, the set of x belongs to E such that f of x is greater than alpha is measurable. By definition of measurable function, this set is measurable as f is a measurable function. Now consider the set x belongs to E such that f plus c of x is greater than alpha. This set is equals to x belongs to E such that f of x plus c greater than alpha, which is equals to x belongs to E such that f of x is greater than alpha minus c. Now as alpha belongs to R and c is constant, alpha minus c also belongs to R. So therefore this set x belongs to E such that f of x greater than alpha minus c is measurable, since f is a measurable function and alpha minus c belongs to R. This set is measurable, so therefore implies that x belongs to E, f of c of x is greater than alpha is also measurable, and since this set is measurable, this function f plus c is measurable. So function f plus c is measurable. So first part is proved. Now second, to prove that Cf is a measurable function where c is constant and f is a measurable function. So for this, consider the set x belongs to E such that Cf of x greater than alpha. This is equals to x belongs to E, f of x, Cf of x is greater than alpha, which is again equals to x belongs to E such that f of x is greater than alpha upon c. Now since alpha belongs to R and alpha upon c also belongs to R, the set x belongs to E such that f of x greater than alpha upon c is measurable. Now since this set is measurable, implies that the set where x belongs to E and Cf of x greater than alpha is also measurable, and therefore the function, this implies that the function Cf, where c is a constant and f is a measurable function, is measurable. So the second part is proved. Now third, for the third part we have to prove that, okay, before third part we will see one condition of this second. What if the constant c is equals to 0? Now we will take c equals to 0, then Cf of x is, which is equals to c multiplied by f of x, and we will put here c equals to 0. So we will get 0 for all x belongs to E. So here the function c multiplied by f is constant, and we know that constant function is measurable, so therefore Cf is measurable if the constant c is equals to 0. Now the third condition. In third condition we have to prove that the addition of two measurable function that is f plus g is measurable. So let alpha belongs to the set of real numbers. Now consider the set where x belongs to E such that f plus g of x greater than alpha. So which is equals to x belongs to E such that f of x plus g of x is greater than alpha, which is again equals to x belongs to E such that f of x is greater than alpha minus g of x. Now we know that g is a measurable function. So now g is a measurable function is given. So this implies that c multiplied by g is also measurable. We have just proved this condition by second. So this implies that alpha plus cg is measurable by first condition. By first. So this implies that alpha minus g is measurable for c equals to minus 1. For c equals to minus 1. So again this implies that the set where x belongs to E such that f of x is greater than alpha minus g of x is measurable. So this implies that the set where x belongs to E, f plus g of x, which is greater than, strictly greater than alpha, is measurable. And hence finally the function, by definition of measurable function, this function f plus g is measurable. So the third condition is proved here. Now the fourth condition. Here we have to prove that f minus g is a measurable function. So let alpha belongs to R. So we consider the set where x belongs to E such that f minus g of x is greater than alpha. This set is equals to x belongs to E such that f of x minus g of x greater than alpha, which is equals to the set where x belongs to E and f of x is greater than alpha plus g of x. Now we know that it is given that g is a measurable function. So g is measurable function. So this implies that cg is also measurable by second condition. This implies that alpha plus cg is measurable by first. So this implies alpha plus g is measurable for c equals to 1. So again this implies that the set where x belongs to E such that f of x is greater than alpha plus g of x, this set is measurable. So this implies that the function firstly this implies that the set x belongs to E, f minus g of x, which is greater than alpha, is measurable, and by definition of measurable function implies that this function f minus g is a measurable function. So here the fourth condition is proved. Now in the fifth condition we have to prove that mod of f of x is a measurable function. So we consider a set where x belongs to E such that mod of f of x is greater than alpha. So this set is equals to union of two sets, where first set is x belongs to E such that f of x is greater than alpha, union of second set is x belongs to E such that minus f of x is less than alpha. Now both these sets are measurable. Both these sets are measurable, and this implies that their union is also measurable. So their union is also measurable. So therefore this implies that this set where x belongs to E such that mod of f of x greater than alpha is measurable. And by definition of measurable function, this function mod of f of x is measurable. Therefore mod of f is a measurable function. Now in the sixth condition we have to prove that f square is a measurable function. So again consider a set x belongs to E such that f square of x is greater than alpha. This is equals to E for alpha less than 0 and equals to the set where x belongs to E, mod of f of x is greater than under root of alpha, where alpha is greater than or equals to 0. Now this E is measurable set, and also this set where x belongs to E such that mod of f of x is greater than root alpha is also measurable. So this implies that the set is measurable. So it implies that the set x belongs to E such that mod of f of x is greater than root alpha is measurable. So this implies that the set where x belongs to E such that f square of x greater than alpha is measurable for alpha belongs to R. So by definition of measurable function, this function f square x is a measurable function. So therefore this implies that f square of x is a measurable function. Now last, seventh, here we have to prove that the product of two measurable function is measurable, that is f dot g is measurable. So we can write f dot g as equals to 1 by 4 in bracket f plus g whole square minus f minus g whole square. Now since f and g are given as measurable function, since f and g are measurable, implies that f plus g and f minus g are also measurable, and we have proved this in condition 3 and 4. From 3 and 4. So this implies that f plus g square and f minus g square are measurable from sixth condition, from sixth. So again this implies that f plus g whole square minus f minus g whole square are measurable, is measurable. since the subtraction of two measurable set is measurable from 4. So again let the value of c be 1 by 4. Therefore 1 by 4 multiplied by this whole function f plus g whole square minus f minus g whole square is measurable from second for c is equals to 1 by 4. So since this total function is measurable, f dot g is measurable. So f dot g is a measurable function. And hence here all the 7 conditions are proved. So the last theorem of this article and also the last theorem of this unit states that let fn be a sequence of measurable function defined on some measurable set E. Then we have to prove that the function supremum of f1 f2 up to fn is measurable. Then infimum of this set f1 f2 up to fn is measurable. Then supremum of fn is measurable. Infimum of fn is measurable. Limit superior of fn is measurable and limit inferior of fn is measurable. So proof: let fn be a sequence of measurable function defined on some measurable set E. So first we have to prove that supremum of this set f1 f2 to so on fn is a measurable function. So we define h is equals to supremum of this set of the functions such that h of x is equals to supremum of f1 of x, f2 of x up to so on fn of x. Now consider a set x belongs to E such that h of x is greater than alpha is union of sets where I ranges from 1 to n such that x belongs to E and fi of x is greater than alpha. Now this each set where x belongs to E and fi of x is greater than alpha, this each set is measurable. Hence the union will also be measurable. So now each fi of x is measurable function. So implies that the union is also measurable. So this implies that h is measurable. And we have defined h is equals to supremum of this set of functions. So this implies that supremum of the set f1, f2 up to fn is measurable. So here the first part is proved. Now in the second part we have to prove that infimum of set of function is measurable. So second we have infimum of the set of functions f1, f2 up to fn is equals to minus supremum of negatives of all functions. That is minus f1 minus f2 up to minus fn, where all these functions f1, f2 are measurable, where f1, f2 up to fn are measurable. So this implies that minus of f1, minus of f2 up to minus of fn are measurable. since if we know that if f is measurable, c multiplied by f is also measurable, and here c is minus 1. So now again this implies that supremum of minus f1 minus f2 up to so on minus fn is measurable from the first condition which we have proved in this theorem by first. So again this implies that minus supremum of this set minus f1 minus f2 up to minus fn is measurable. So this minus supremum of minus f1 minus f2 up to minus fn is infimum of this set f1 f2 up to fn, which is measurable. So therefore the second condition is proved. Now in the third condition we have to prove that supremum of function fn is measurable. So third, we have x belongs to E such that supremum fn of x is greater than alpha for all alpha belongs to I. Let it be B. So this set is a union n from 1 to infinity of x such that fn of x is greater than alpha for all alpha belongs to I. Now we know that each fn of x is measurable. So as each fn of x is measurable, union of measurable function is measurable. So therefore this whole union n from 1 to infinity of the set of x such that fn of x greater than alpha, this whole set is measurable. So from P it implies that the set x belongs to E such that supremum of fn of x is greater than alpha is a measurable set, and this implies that this supremum fn of x is a measurable function. So here third condition is proved. Now fourth. In fourth condition we have to prove that infimum of the function fn is measurable. So now we have infimum of f of n is equals to minus supremum of minus fn. Now since each fn is measurable, it implies that minus fn is measurable. So again this implies that supremum of minus fn is measurable. So again it implies that minus supremum of minus fn is measurable. So this implies that infimum of fn is measurable. So here the fourth condition is also been proved. Now in the fifth condition we have to prove that superior limit of fn is measurable. So fifth, by definition we know that limit superior of fn is equals to limit supremum of fn, so which is equals to infimum over n supremum such that k is greater than or equals to n fk, and this function is measurable. This is measurable by third and fourth. So this implies that superior limit of fn is measurable. Now the last sixth condition, Here we have to prove that the limit inferior of the function fn is measurable. So limit inferior of fn is equals to limit infimum of fn, which is equals to minus limit of supremum of minus fn, which is measurable. Which is measurable by fifth. So this implies that limit inferior of function fn is also measurable. So hence all these 6 conditions have been proved. So here we have completed unit number 1 of paper measure and integration theory. From next video we will start with unit number 2. Thank you.